Good morning, Beverly. Good morning, Tina, Lina, Debra. How are you guys doing today? BD, Sarah. Hey, Debra, how are you? Now it's perfect. Yeah, I'm using my iPhone now. I honestly don't know what's going on with Insight Timer at my computer. The last time it kicked me out, everything closed, and today the same thing happened. So I don't really understand why, but I'm grateful to have my iPhone. Good morning from Orinda. Hi, Carol. Hi, Beverly. I am doing good. This morning, my wife and I did an Imago dialogue. That's a communication technique that promotes deep listening in a relationship. And a couple of very simple things came up, but we were both crying and holding each other, and it was beautiful. So I am very, very grateful about that. Insight Timer is crazy, glad to see you. Yeah, Kat, I think they are growing so fast that the platform is a little bit unstable sometimes. But I'm very grateful to have you guys all here with me. Very grateful to have Insight Timer as a platform. It's really giving me an outlet to connect with you and to share what I love. So today, guys, we are gonna be talking about time management. Who is new here? Who is doing a live session with me for the first time? I would like to know. Any newies? I would like to say hi. Hi, Creative, how are you? Hi, CJ. Hi, Beverly. I'm new. Jen, welcome. Second time, Amanda. Happy to see you again, Emilio. Thank you so much for connecting. Hi, Jen. Yeah, second time, Shannon. Amazing. Thank you for coming back. Hi, Virginia. Your first time. Hi, Cecilia. Hola, Cecilia. Reina, first time. Amazing. Hi, second time, Rosanne. Christine, hello from Washington. Amazing, guys. I might as well be one of the time management these days. From Brazil. Amazing. So, guys, some people share in the circle. So, just in case you don't know, I do have a circle. It's called Your Thriving Lifestyle. If someone wants to write it in the chat for me, that would be great. And basically, I normally ask questions before a live session so that you have the opportunity to share your struggles, your challenges, anything that you want me to cover. It's my 6 or 7. I'm addicted. Amazing, Sharon. Nick was heading for a real treat. Amazing. Thank you so much, Amanda, for sharing the circle. So some people shared some of the things and I took notes of them because they are so good. This is gold. But I would like to see in the chat before I get started, what are your main challenges about time management and why did you feel inspired to come today to this session with me? Just share in the comments because I'm gonna take notes and then I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna try and cover everything that you guys share, because this session is a Q&A. This is not me talking to you and giving you a sermon. This is me giving you advice of what you really need. How to monitor social media. Amazing. Social media. Balancing time, procrastination. Balancing time, procrastination. Kat, the one that you share, I have that already. Getting off task from what I intended. Too many projects, distractions, not focusing. Thank you so much, Christine. Too many projects, distractions, not focusing. Amazing. Takes too long to do something. Right now, the Olympics. My time management slows down in the evening. Okay, Jen. So you have to just become aware of your energy levels, right, throughout the day. Okay, so this is good. I'm happy to share some of the things that some people share, and then we can dive deeper into starting a new business, structuring the days. Virginia, that was me. That's me still now, but I feel your pain. And for you, the exercise of designing your ideal week, it's really, really important because you don't have structure, you don't have a 9-to-5 job, you don't have a boss telling you what to do and when. So it's very normal for you to feel like lost. It's like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing now. So it's normal. Not good at estimating how much time projects will take to complete. Rosemary, we humans are very optimistic when it comes to how long things are gonna take. we say, that's gonna take 30 minutes, and it's like a 3-hour task or 3 days task. Setting boundaries with friends and family, amazing. So glad I found this session, Virginia. What's your struggle, Virginia? What would you like me to cover? Going back to the workforce after 8 years. Christine, good luck with that. I hope you find an amazing position that you enjoy and that you can use your passions. Some of them at least. Amazing, guys. This is great. Okay, so some of the things that people share in the circles, was it's all too much. Too many ongoing projects. How to create a visual weekly schedule. Carol, I can cover that, okay? Because that's something that's part of our routine. That's something that we do on a regular basis, my wife and I, especially to make sure, because we are both self-employed, we both work for ourselves. We have a daughter that we have to take care of, and our calendar is all over the place. So if we don't set some sort of structure in there, what was happening for us was that we were feeling frustrated because for example, I like playing squash, I like meeting with friends, I like going for bike rides, I like doing specific things, and sometimes I need to be able to schedule them in the calendar. My wife, she was going to yoga, she was meeting with friends, going for walks, same idea. She needed to know when she was able to do those things, right? So before we create a common schedule, it was all over the place. And I couldn't say yes to my friends. I didn't know when, I was uncertain. I had to come home, speak with my wife, and then we had to compromise, but we didn't know when, and then frustrations arise, and then it was a nightmare. We didn't like it. So we sat down one day and decided to create a schedule for us. Say, okay, when are you taking care of Eva? When am I responsible for Eva? When are you responsible for cooking? When am I responsible for cooking? When it's me time? When it's your time? And then we support each other, we respect each other, and that's the way for us to make things work. So we will cover that. Things on to-do list that consistently do not get done. Sharon, in that case, I will invite you to reflect. Reflect about why do you have things on your to-dos that repeatedly don't get done. Is it because they are too big of a task? Is it because you don't like doing them? Question, do you really have to do them? Okay, because sometimes we are imposing tasks on ourselves that we really don't have to do, but we are just forcing ourselves to do something that it doesn't feel aligned to us, it doesn't feel good. So make sure that you question first, make sure that you really get aligned with yourself, and that's a big topic that I'm gonna cover, right? How to get aligned and how to set the priorities and the intention before you apply time management, because it doesn't make sense to become good at time management doing tasks that they don't have to get done, or that you don't like doing them, or that you can be doing something else instead. It doesn't make sense for you to apply time management to that, because that task shouldn't even be in your to-do altogether, okay? So I would love to hear some more about the strategy you mentioned before, listing what you have got to do and then choosing intuitively when to do what. Thank you. Sarah, sometimes when you have your to-do lists, sometimes I recommend, instead of focusing on the specific to-dos, you have to focus on the outcome, because the specific to-dos can change, right? And so many times there are so many different ways to get to the same outcome, okay? There are so many different ways to get there. But if you get focused and paralyzed by the micro steps that you need to take, but you don't think about the outcome, you don't think about how do you want to feel and the final result of what you are trying to create or do, most likely you are gonna be just stuck in the logistics of it, but you will lose track of the clarity of what am I trying to do here and why. So I invite you to really think about the outcome. Think about what is it that you want to see at the end, and be specific, okay? You have to be specific. So ways to do this, guys, is I mentioned before, like in other lives, like doing a creation. A creation is an exercise where you are going to set the intention of what you want to be doing. You are going to think about the outcomes that you want in your life. A creation can look something like this, okay? This is my wife's journal. And looks a little bit messy, but basically what we do every few months, we list the different areas of our lives. In this case, we have body. So what do we want to see in our body, in our mind? Self-care, social, family and friends, work. What do we want to see in our work area? What do we want to see in our home and staff in general? What do we want to see giving back? If we want to volunteer, if we want to do something to give back. So I invite you to write down the headings that make sense to you in your life areas right now. And then you need to write down in there the things that the outcomes that you want to achieve. Okay? Don't write the specific to-dos to get there. Just write the broad outcome. For example, for me in body right now, I want to go back to playing squash 2 to 3 times a week because I couldn't do that during COVID. So that's a very specific outcome for me. I want to make sure that every morning when I get up, the first thing I do is drink 1 to 2 full glasses of water. That's something that I want to be doing every single day. Okay, it's a very specific outcome. Another one is like, I want to eat a bit healthier. I want to eat more like whole foods, more fruits, more vegetables, more. I want to stop being a little bit lazy when it comes to cooking and start being more intentional, maybe more salads, using our garden more. So that's a very specific outcome. And I would like to do that 3 times a week because normally we alternate days. So that's a very specific outcome. So try to do the same, okay? Try to set the intention, guys. This is a key area of time management. You need to, the first thing that you have to do is set your intention. You have to get grounded with yourself and you need to prioritize, you need to define what is it that you are trying to do. Because if you don't do that, you're just gonna be going through your day doing what other people need you to do, what other tasks are in front of you, and you will not know if you are doing enough, you will not know if you are getting closer to what you need, and you are not going to feel complete. Some of you were mentioning life events changed my life. So a few big life events happened, health-wise, house-wise, maybe work-wise, and then those huge events, you need to bounce back of them. You need to like adjust. You need to like change your lifestyle around those changes because those changes are there and you cannot avoid them. Specifically, health-wise, if you are feeling yourself lacking energy, you have some sort of injury, you have some sort of limitation, you cannot perform as much as you used to before. So the goals and your priorities need to change to make sure that your lifestyle can sustain what you are trying to do, right? If you are trying to do the same that you used to do before, but you have a health condition now, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail constantly. And when you fail, so many of you were saying, I just wanna go to bed with a sense of contentment. That's something that you guys share. I want to go to bed with a sense of contentment, with a sense of I have done enough, with a sense of I can relax now because I did my best. But if you don't clarify what doing your best means, if you don't clarify what is it that needs to get done today for you to feel well, you will never feel well. Okay? Carlos says frozen. Can you guys hear me? Am I frozen? I hope I am not, but it doesn't seem that I'm frozen from my side. Okay? You have to accept your current situation while you keep working, improving your life. This is something that someone shared. Okay? Fine here. If you guys have trouble, sometimes you guys leave the life and rejoin the life, and that will reset the session for you, because sometimes it seems that it's an isolated problem for you, Carol, I think. So make sure that you leave the life and come back to it, and that sometimes refreshes, so you will not lose me. Okay, I'm gonna be still here. Okay, so some of you said that like it's all about the emotion of I just want to go to bed feeling well. So you need to clarify what does success means to you. What does feeling content today mean to you? And if you don't come with a clear definition of that, and it's unclear for you, Oh, unless she means frozen in life. Yeah, when you are frozen in life, that's a sign that life is kind of taking you from the shoulders and kind of like shaking you so that you can wake up. When we feel frozen in life, when we are not feeling well in life, that means that we are not aligned. We are not doing something that we need to be doing. We don't feel that we are doing the right thing. And this is the thing, right? Like, it doesn't mean that this is an emotion that we have sometimes. We define what life should look like for us. And if life doesn't look the way that we have in our blueprint, in the vision that we have, we feel that we are failing. Okay? And if you feel that you are failing, you are attacking yourself, you are being mean to yourself, you are just not being happy. And when you are not happy, you are not as productive, you are not as excited, you are not as motivated, and it's like a snowball that gets bigger, 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 and then you go to a dark place where you are frozen, where you are overwhelmed, when you don't see options, when you don't know how to get out of it. And that's not a nice place to be, but we all end up there sometimes in life. It's just unavoidable. But when we are there, that's why all these exercises that I'm going to share with you help, right? Really setting the intention. This is the first step, guys. Forget about being productive, set the intention first and get clear and align with the things that you want to see in your life. So the creation was one exercise. Creating a life vision for yourself is another exercise. This is an example that I have shared several times here, but this is just a drawing that I made about how I would like my life to look like. Okay? So this is just very quickly, this is me and my family here, and then I want to have a comfortable home, and then I want to make sure that I get educated, I keep learning things, I keep evolving, and I keep having a group of support, and then I want to make sure that I keep creating content like videos, live sessions like this, and then put them into the wall so that it helps a lot of people make positive changes in their lives. And then in exchange of that, I am gonna receive support, love, and money so that I can enjoy life, go kite surfing, go on vacations. And so this is just a life vision that it's in my journal. Guys, this is my journal, okay? Every time I open my journal, these are the things I see. I see a photo of my family, okay? I see my self-care list, okay? That looks like this. It's basically all the things that I can do to make myself feel well. And then I have my life vision here, okay? So my life vision, so that I can remind myself that when I look at that, it excites me. It's like, I understand why I'm doing live sessions on Insight Timer. I understand why I'm creating courses, because they help people and it's supporting the lifestyle that I want to have. So you have to do the same for yourself. Get aligned, get specific, set the intention in your life, in every area of your life. What do you want to see in every area of your life? What is it and why? And for those of you who are feeling frozen, overwhelmed, not seeing any options, the only thing that you can do in that situation is self-care. It's simplifying your life as much as you can, say no to as many things as you can, take time for yourself to recover, to get excited again, to do activities that nurture you. Allow yourself the time and the space to reflect about what is it that you want. Because I promise you, when you find that one thing that you want, you're gonna be excited about it. You are gonna think about the outcome, and the outcome is gonna be so inspiring to you that you will find a way to get there. There are 1,000 ways to get to a specific place. So you will find one, because you are not going to give up, because you're gonna be excited, motivated, and you're going to start taking action. And this is another big one, guys. Once you have set the intention, the next big step that you have to do is start taking action, okay? And action doesn't have to be perfect. I like the chart you show. Can we do something to sketch our goal, vision, or life outcome of intentions? Honestly, I can tell you that when I created this thing, I am not a very artsy person. I remember this was like probably 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, but it's still valid for me, this life vision, because my life vision is a long-term vision. I'm creating something that is a legacy for when I'm dead. Like my courses and my teachings are gonna remain there, and that inspires me, right? But this is something that I went to a coffee place with my daughter. She was probably 6 months old, and I remember I had her in the car seat there, in the stroller, and then I was just there on the coffee place having a coffee, and I had my pen, this pen and a few colors, and then I just started drawing, right? And this came up, guys. I didn't plan to do this. This is the first thing that came out of me. So you guys have all the answers inside. You do. You just have to tap into that. You just have to allow yourself the time and space to really close your eyes and really think, really connect with what you want. Really connect with the outcome. Okay? The outcome. Connect with how you are going to feel once you are there. And once you connect with that, it's gonna be so inspiring to you that you are going to start getting started. Okay, how do you manage the time for doing this? Can you go on and on? Kat, I don't quite understand your question. What do you mean by that? Like, how much time do I allow myself to do this exercise, you mean? Love, comment, action does not have to be perfect. Love vision boards. Nice. Yesterday I did only 1 to 2 self-care actions and I felt it drain less energy. Amazing. So guys, you have to allow yourself the time and space to be intentional and to set your intentions, okay? Once you have those intentions, you need to get started taking action, and that's where the procrastination comes. A lot of times we are so perfect. We just want things perfect. It's like, will you ask a baby to just stand up and walk? Just stand up and walk. Don't fail, don't fall. Please, just walk. Do you think the baby will be able to do that? So you will never do that to a baby. You're gonna be there, you're gonna support them, you're gonna celebrate every single little thing that they do. Are you? For those moms and parents out there, for those aunts, for those grandparents, for those, anytime you see a baby making a little bit of progress, are you focusing on how bad they are doing it, or are you celebrating the hell out of them? What do you do? Just put it in the chat. What do you do? Because I guarantee you that 99% of you will say, I will celebrate everything because I will be so excited to see any improvement for little, okay? So why don't you do that with yourself too? Like, you are trying to do something in your life, you're trying to change, you're trying to do something that maybe you don't know how to do, maybe you have never done it. So why are you being so, why don't you celebrate every single thing that you do? Every single progress that you do? Every single failure that you have, celebrate that you are learning something from it. Celebrate that you have the opportunity to try something different. And when you are aligned, when you are intentional, when you have the clarity, because you took the time to set your intentions, it doesn't matter how many times you fail because you know your outcome. It's like you are sailing on a boat, right? And your outcome is a specific island. That's the destination. It doesn't matter if this is the island and this is your boat. It doesn't matter if you do this. At the end, you're gonna get to your island, right? Yeah, it will be amazing if you could do this, right? But so many times you are trying to do this and then the wind changes and then you have to do this and then a storm comes, you have to avoid the storm, and then you meet someone and then you stay there for a while and then the wind changes, you have to do this again, and then, but at the end of the day, you will get there. Why? Because you have the outcome. Because you never lost track of the outcome. So you don't care about the actions, you don't care about what happens in the journey. It could be as long or as short as you want. But at the end of the day, you know where you want to go. And you know why. And that's the secret, you know why. So you start taking action, you start moving forward towards there. Some people will run a marathon and get there really fast. Some people will be on a wheelchair. Some people will be talking with friends, taking the time, stopping camping. It doesn't matter how you decide your journey to look like. At the end of the day, you are making progress and eventually you are going to get there. So get started. A musician friend says you have to be willing to get some awful sound out in order to become a master musician. Absolutely, guys. Do you know anyone who has mastered something? Just ask them, how many times did you fail? Like, I play my guitar. How many times did I make awful? I still do. I juggle balls. How many times did I fail before I got 4 balls? Thousands. How many times am I failing now trying to do 5 balls? Like tens of thousands, guys. Constantly failing until finally I will get it. But just think about that. You are not making mistakes. You are just going through the journey, the necessary journey that you have to go through in order for you to be able to get to your destination. So procrastination is that. It's something that it's avoiding you to getting started because you have so much, maybe you have such high expectations for yourself that you know in your mind that you will never be able to perform as good as you are planning. And that will paralyze you because you will never be as good as you want to be. You will never be as good as other people may tell you, oh, you failed, oh, you are not good enough, oh, and it's like, no, I don't have to be good enough. I don't know how to do this yet. I'm just learning. I know where I'm going. I will get there eventually, but I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I know where I'm going and I know why. So I'm just gonna keep going until I get there. I'm working through an injury to get back to cycling. Amazing, Liz. So you are choosing not to stay there. Like some people will choose, I will never be able to cycle again, so I'm not gonna even try. Some people say, no, oh yeah, I'm gonna be able to jump on a bike, doesn't matter what. And if I cannot sit on a regular seat, I'm gonna get a tricycle, or I'm gonna get a bicycle where I can lay down, or I'm gonna get a whatever. They will find a way to cycle again if they really want to. Some other people will be content not doing it again. They will not try, they will not fight again. So it's your choice, really, it is your choice. So, some other things that people share, it feels like I'm not making progress. Like, it feels that I'm not making progress, too tiny to even mention it. Guys, go back to the baby example. Baby example, trying to learn how to walk. Do you celebrate every single tiny progress? Yes or no? So why don't you allow yourself to celebrate your own progress? Why? Because you deserve that. If you are trying to do something new, why don't you celebrate the hell out of every little progress that you do? Not being confident, knowing what enough is, what success means. What I did what I could means. This is something that it's a trap. Because if you don't define what success looks like to you, if you don't define how much time you are spending in a task, if you don't define a clear boundary for you to feel well, you will always feel bad. You will always feel behind. You will always feel out of control because you haven't set specific outcomes that you can manage. So for example, I am creating a new course on Inside Timer about minimalism, okay? It's a 14-day course. Lisa says, I'm literally restarted walking, though I'm a wheelchair user. Amazing, Ria. So, what was I saying? I lost track. Yeah, so go back to the baby example, right? Like, if you don't celebrate every single thing, if you are mean to yourself all the time, you will not be able to keep moving forward because you're gonna be focusing on the negative. You're gonna be focusing on what you did wrong, and then you're gonna be afraid of trying again because you're gonna fail again, and then that's what happens, that you just stop doing it because it's just there is more pain associated. You are associating more pain to trying again than to stop doing it, right? So stop doing it it's something easier. My course, thank you, Amanda. So I'm confronting my new course. It's a 14-day course, right? And then I was a bit overwhelmed because I was feeling like you guys were feeling. I was going to bed thinking, oh my God, I didn't do enough. I didn't finish the course. I have to finish the course. And that was my goal. I have to finish the course. There is no way I can finish a 14-day course in one sit. There is no way. Even if I spend 6 hours, I will not be able to have the creativity capacity, the energy, the editing time, and sometimes things need to sit for a little bit. If I'm doing a session about work and I don't have, sometimes I need things to channel through me, and I need to sit, I need to close my eyes, I need to get in state, I need to put myself in your shoes, I need to really understand, where are you? What are you expecting from me? How can I make this session most meaningful to you? Okay? And then once I get there, I can create something meaningful to you. So it was unrealistic for me to be able to finish the course, and that was my goal. I have to finish the course, and I was feeling guilty because I have to finish the course. So I changed my outcome. It's like, okay, I don't want to finish my course. I want to finish lesson 11. That's my goal today. Finishing lesson 11, not finishing lesson 11, writing the outline for lesson 11. That's my outcome for today. So I will sit in my desk and I will just write the outline. When I finish the outline, I felt content, and that day I went to bed feeling I did my part, because I know that if I do that every day, in 3 weeks my course is gonna be finished. So try to do the same for you, okay? Try to think about your outcome and try to set realistic steps that you can accomplish on a daily or weekly or monthly basis, depending what you are trying to aim for. Okay? So I'm losing some of the amazing Rod, bravo Amanda. Yeah. Okay. I need to do that more, breaking down big projects into smaller outcomes. Absolutely. You have to do that, because if not, you're going to go crazy. You will never finish. So unrealistic expectations, that's something that you guys shared. Setting goals that are not achievable, and then feeling bad about yourself because you didn't complete them. Feeling like I might have forgotten something important. This is something that a lot of people are facing. I just have a feeling I'm forgetting something really important. So what you do is, like this person defined this, I think this was Sarah, always being switched on, scanning for things to do or things that I mustn't forget. And it's exhausting. So when you don't have a clear system, when you don't have the clarity and you don't have a system to follow, a to-do list to follow, a life intention to follow, what happens to so many of us is that because we didn't set the intention, because we don't have the clarity, we don't have a system that we can reflect on, we are constantly scanning for things that we don't want to forget about. And that energy, that mental capacity to be able to do that every day is exhausting. And when you are there, how likely are you to be able to make progress on other things in life? How much energy and creativity and motivation do you have left? Most likely not much. So that's why it is so important to write things on paper, guys, to allow yourself somewhere where you create your creation, your life vision. You can have a vision board if you want that is visual. You can create your ideal week where you put all the things that you want to see in your week. You need to have some sort of system that you can reflect on. You can have a to-do list that you don't throw out every day, so that you can reflect on, what did I do? What didn't I do? Why didn't I do this? So by you doing that, you are making sure that you don't find yourself always scanning for things, always making sure that you are not forgetting something, because then you are not doing anything. You are just maintaining something that you don't even know what is it that you are maintaining, because you don't have the clarity or the method or the system to be able to follow it. So hopefully that helps. Get quick wins a few times every day. I want to feel a sense of accomplishment. Guys, that's the beauty of what I'm saying. Once you have set the intention and you have to get started, taking action, get started. Doesn't have to be perfect action. Okay? You have to get started. Emilio, if we couldn't achieve due to physical alignments, how can we change the switch and retry without feeling guilty about the bad day? A challenge for me is that to-dos get lost in a pile of notes somewhere. So Liz, this was Ria. When you have a physical, you say physical, probably it's a physical limitation maybe, or a health issue. I don't know if you mean that, ailments, I don't know what that means, but basically I'm pretty sure that you mean that when you don't feel well physically, you have to be gentle with yourself. If that's what you mean, when you're not feeling well, you have to allow yourself time to rest. That's the thing. You cannot force yourself to do something when you don't have the energy, when you don't have the capacity to do it. So self-care, rest, drinking water, eating well, doing activities that make you feel well, and then you will gain energy, you will regain momentum, you will regain health, and then you can approach things in a different way. I hope that helps. It seems like the progress isn't happening fast enough. Liz, it seems to me that you have high expectations about something specific that is not happening as fast as you would like to, right? I am guilty of that all the time. I would like things to be happening like this, and things just happen like this, right? And I just want like, come on, faster, but it just doesn't work that way. Sometimes you have to accept things the way they are, and sometimes the pace of things, it's necessary, that pace. Maybe that pace is telling you something. Maybe that pace is showing you that you need to relax. Maybe that pace is telling you that you just are trying to do too much and you just can't. Or maybe that pace is inviting you to just relax for a little bit, really regroup, ground yourself, and really question everything you are doing, and if you really have to do those things, and then come with a clear plan that you can follow, and then you can boom. Ria, Cancer, yeah. So Ria, I'm really sorry to hear about that, but if you have Cancer, you have to be really gentle with yourself. You have to really be gentle with your expectations, and just try to do something that is gonna make you feel better. There are a lot of people that beat cancer through self-care, through positivity, through nutrition, through so many different tools. So I will focus on that. Honestly, if my life was on the line and your priority, you know what your priority is your life. All the rest, it doesn't matter. Who cares about your house, about your finances, about anything else? If you're having cancer, you have to focus on cancer. I'm not saying neglect everything else in life, but don't try to maybe attempt a renovation or attempt something that is not truly necessary. Maybe you can simplify your life by living with family members that can take care of you, so that you don't have to maintain anything. And then you need to simplify your life as much as you can so that you can find the time for self-care, the time for you to be able to take care of yourself, whatever that means for you, okay? I am type A, super fast person, so cancer is difficult. Yeah, guys, Ria, I totally feel you. During COVID, I am an A person too, and I was suffering, honestly, I was. Because there were so many things I couldn't do, and I was just like, I couldn't travel, I couldn't go and visit my family, I couldn't play squash, I couldn't do so many things. I was getting fat, I didn't have the motivation to go running. There were so many changes, right, that made me feel like, oh my God, I'm not doing what I want to be doing. Yeah, sending you a lot of love and good energy for you, Ria. Hopefully you can recover soon. Personal care, so you're not comparing, maybe? Yeah, stop comparing. Honestly, guys, life is a journey. The only thing that you're gonna take when you live this life is just your experiences. So everything else is just a bonus. So don't drain your energy thinking of physical items or thinking of anything else. Just simplify your life as much as you can, please. Really understand what you are trying to tell me. Thank you. You are welcome, Ria. Love and healing to you. Thanks. So yeah, try to get started. Try to take little actions and try to start getting quick wins so that you can scratch them and you can feel well about yourself. You can start making a little bit of progress, and that's gonna help you with motivation, with feeling better, with decluttering can help to find the clarity we need to be able to see our life vision. Absolutely. When you are taking the time to declutter, when you declutter, you are just not dealing with physical things. You are confronting yourself. You are confronting the decisions that you made in the past. You are confronting the activities that you want to be doing in the future. You are questioning yourself and your lifestyle. When you declutter, that's what you are doing, because you are confronting all the decisions you made, all the things that you purchased, all the activities that you were planning on doing but you didn't, or you did. So you are looking at every area of your life through your items. You are looking at all the emotions that those items are triggering on you, and you are purging. You are digesting them, you are becoming clear on what you really want and what you really don't want. So decluttering is normally a good way for you to get started, to get clarity. When you have a goal, how to manage time. So guys, you have a goal, okay? So you do this exercise, can be simpler, can be maybe 2 bullet points under 1 or 2 areas of your life and that's it. But once you have the specific outcome that you want, it's time for you to do this. You get your week. You can do this. You can print a weekly template, Monday to Sunday, and then you can have the times. In my case, I have 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. That's the time frame that makes sense for me. This is a template that I use sometimes to track my time. Because I am self-employed, sometimes I don't really know where my time is going. I don't have a set schedule. So when I am a little bit unclear and I need direction, what I do is I use this template to track my time. Sometimes I track my time up to 4 weeks. So for example, this is one example of back in April 2019, I tracked my whole week. Okay? I tracked everything I did that week. When you take the time to track this, a few things happen here. First, you may think this is a lot of time, this is a lot of effort, I don't want to do this. Well, let me ask you, what you are doing right now, is that working? I mean, if you are in this session, most likely it's not working, right? You are trying to try something different. So I will say that you need to get clarity, you need to gain awareness of your current situation, right? Mine is such a control issue and I know, but sabotage myself by not making a list with the attitude you can't make me. Yeah. Sevilla, mine is such a control issue and I know, but sabotage myself by not making a list. Okay, with the attitude you can make me. So once you get clear with your outcomes, you need to start taking action to be able to get to those outcomes, okay? So when you are doing your ideal week, again, if you don't know where your time is going, I would suggest you do this exercise for 1 or 2 weeks. Once you know where your time is going, once you become aware of wow, I check emails 3 times a day or 20 times a day, this is what happens when you start tracking your time, guys. Because you are forcing yourself to write things down, you become aware of your habits and you realize, when I was doing this, I realized, wow, because I had to write everything down, I didn't want to check my emails 20 times a day because I didn't want to write down checking emails 20 times a day, right? So I started to become aware of no, I'm gonna batch that task. I'm gonna maybe do it 3 times a day. And then, I'm doing calls. I'm gonna batch all my calls to a specific day of the week. Or I'm doing social media. Instead of me going to social media 1 minute here, 1 minute there and getting distracted, I batched the social media task and I divided the task. One task for me is social media content creation. And another task for me is checking if there are notifications and messages. So I do those on 2 different times because if I am engaging with people and scrolling through the feed, I don't have the capacity to create content at the same time. That's me. So I choose to batch and I create content for maybe 2 weeks in advance and then I schedule it. So that's what I do. But you become aware of all the things that you do and then you end up having what I call your ideal week. Because once you have your task, you create your ideal week by you start writing down the things that you have to do. So you have to go to work maybe, or you have to do specific tasks. You have to cook, you have to grocery shop, you have to take care of your daughter or son or whatever. So you start writing down the things that you have to do. They are non-negotiable. You have to do those things. And then with all the time that you have blank, white, that's the time that you have for your desired outcomes in life, right? And that's the time that you then have to prioritize, because when you do this exercise, you are being optimistic. You are not being unrealistic because the week has only so much space available and you are being forced to fit the things that you want to do in your week. And then you are going to be faced with most likely having 100 activities that you want to do and maybe time for only 20 of them, for example. So you have to get really clear about what do I need to say no to or postpone, put in pause for now, and what do I want to focus my energy in. Okay? Yeah, you can find templates about this, or like my wife draws them in her journal. I myself found a template and just printed it. So it doesn't matter how you do it. You can do it on your phone too, or on your computer. The only thing is that distractions may come and then you may get distracted. So make sure that you don't get distracted with notifications. But yeah, so you have to do that, right? Such a good point. I'm starting today, and like you said, it isn't working like I'm doing it. I will use your words to battle my ego. That's great things. Sevilla, don't be hard with yourself. Come to these sessions with curiosity. Come to just explore, okay? Just think about, yeah, okay, I'm gonna try this thing. I have no expectations. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I know what my outcome is. I know what my desired goal is. So I'm gonna try this path. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna try another one. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna get where I wanna be, right there. So remember, you are on a sailboat and you have an island, okay? The island is your goal, your desired outcome, the thing that really motivates you a lot. And you are on your sailboat and you have a journey to get there, okay? The bigger the project you have, the outcome, the longer the journey will be, right? But just be aware of things that can happen through the journey. Wind can change, a storm can come, you may enjoy a little island on the way and you want to stop for 3 days there and hang out. Maybe you get sick and you need to stop your journey because you cannot sail the boat because you are feeling bad and you are vomiting. So there are so many things that can happen, right? But at the end of the day, anytime that you get sidetracked, you will put the GPS or the compass back and you will keep going towards your island, towards your outcome. And this is what time management is. This is what creating a plan is. Sometimes you don't have the certainty of how to get there, but you have the clarity of where you want to go. So you may try an approach, a strategy. It may not work. Great. I'm going to try a different one, and a different one, and a different one, because you are not attached to the strategy. You are only looking towards the goal. So if a strategy doesn't work, if a strategy doesn't feel aligned to you, you will choose a different one. Okay? I love the island metaphor because sailing is so uncertain, guys. Sailing you can only control what you are doing on the boat, but you have no control over the weather. You have no control over storms. You have no control over things, and life is like that. Sometimes a storm comes your way in the form of you get fired from your work, you have a baby, you have cancer, your family members on the other side of the world get sick and need your help. There are so many things that can happen that you have no control over. So we need to be fluid. We need to be able to adjust without expectations, without being attached to the journey itself. We are only attached to the outcome, not the journey. And I wouldn't say we are attached. We are aiming for that outcome. So we know where we are going and the why. And sometimes that outcome will change too. You may be sailing and then there is an island here and then you decide, you know what? My reason for going to that island was that someone told me that there was a beautiful lake and palm trees there. But you know what? I need something else in life now. I don't need palm trees and a lake. I want to go to a cave. And I know that the other island over there has a cave. I want to go into that cave. So all of a sudden you change your outcome. So your journey is going to change too. And that's okay. Sometimes you don't have to be restricted for what you created for yourself. So you can change your life vision anytime you want. As long as you are doing it from a place of reflection, as long as you are doing it from a place of being grounded and aligned with yourself and really listening to what you want and reflecting of the why you want that, that's the key for keep evolving in life, right? That's a challenge for me. It takes a lot of time and energy for me to get clear again once my plan isn't on track anymore. Sarah, I remind you of the same thing. If you don't have a clear plan, if you don't have a clear plan, if you don't have a clear island that you are aiming for and you are on your sailboat, let me ask you, where are you going? If you decide to just get lost in sea, that's another option. That's totally okay. If someone gets on a sailboat and says, I have enough food, I have enough water, I can get lost, I don't care for how long, and I'm just gonna get lost, whatever. So that's another approach. And then, so the goal for that person is not an island, it's just to get lost and then appear somewhere that they don't even know where they're gonna appear. If that's what you want in life, that's totally okay, but you need to own what you want. And this is something that someone shared, like not knowing how to do this and feeling insecure. And urge to make best use of my time and find alignment with priorities. Okay, so guys, you have to get clear and you need to own whatever you decide. Thank you so much, guys, for your donations. I'm seeing the chat here. The body knows flexibility, the mind is what gets rigid. I like that, BD. So guys, you have to own whatever you decide. You have to make a decision and you need to own it, okay, with all your heart. Even if you are wrong, right now this is your truth. Right now this is what you have decided. Right now, with the information that you have, with your life conditions, with all the things that you have right now and know right now and your experience right now, you are making a decision from this place. And you have to own that decision, protect that decision, communicate that decision, and take action towards that decision. You are free to change that decision anytime you want, because life keeps evolving. You will learn more, you will experience different things in life may change, and then you may need to regroup. You may need to sit back with yourself and say, is this outcome still relevant for me? Is this outcome still fulfilling for me? Because maybe it's not anymore. Maybe your life has changed so much that you need something different. So when that happens, allow yourself the space and the time to create something different. And it doesn't mean that you have failed. It means that you are evolving, you are adjusting. Okay? So guys, what's coming up for you? Someone was saying like balancing time and social media management. Guys, I will recommend you do the exercise I said, okay? Track your time, and then once you know where your time is going, like create your ideal week and batch the tasks. For example, if you are having a hard time with social media and you find yourself getting lost in social media without wanting to do that, because again, I repeat again, if you grab your phone and you ask yourself, what am I doing now? And you tell yourself, I am going to get lost in social media for 3 hours. Yeah, in the couch, sitting down with my blanket. Then that's your intention and that's great. But if you pick your phone to answer an email that you have to answer, and then 30 minutes later you are somewhere in Instagram or watching a YouTube playlist so that you didn't intend for and you didn't want to do that, and you are frustrated because of that behavior, you need to make sure that you create a window of time, maybe daily, maybe hourly, maybe weekly, whatever frequency makes sense for you. And respect that, commit to that, own your decision, okay? You need to own your decision and test it. If it doesn't work, change it as many times as you want. When my wife and I sat down to do this schedule, guys, I can tell you that we created probably 4 or 5 different schedules. We created one, we give it a try. We hated it. He said, this is not working, I hate this. I don't want to do this way. So for example, this is one example that we did, okay? So before we had daycare for Eva, we were taking care of her. So we were doing, let me say, 11, 12, 1, 2. We were doing 3-hour windows. So I was doing 3 hours with Eva, and then Samantha was doing 3 hours with Eva, and then I was doing 3 hours with Eva. We did that for a whole week. At the end of the week, we sat together, my wife and I, and say, I hate that. I hated it. I didn't like it because 3 hours is not enough time for me or for her to get in the mindset to transition from being with Eva energetic to calm down, to get in the mindset of maybe working or maybe going to do yoga or maybe going to do exercise. It just wasn't enough time for us. So we changed the schedule, and then we started doing this. And this is half days, right? So we say, okay, she normally gets up at 8. From 8 until 2 p.m. it's my time. From 2 p.m. until 8 p.m. is your time. And the following day we alternate. And then we made sure that Samantha, my wife, was going to yoga specific nights. So I left those nights free for her so that she could go to yoga. So we created this week, and this is the week that we are using right now. This is the week that is working really well for us, but it took probably 4 or 5 tries. So with this said, things are not gonna be perfect from day one, and that's okay. Get started, okay? Tracking works magic. I track different things and I'm blown away by how delusional I am about what and how much I do whatever it is I'm tracking. That was a lot of time wasted on TikTok. Amazing. The tracker on iPhone is sobering. Yeah, guys, there are a lot of different apps that you guys can use to track where your time is going in your device, if that's something that... So balancing your time is the same idea, guys. When you balance your time, for me, balance means making sure that you are doing different kinds of activities so that your day feels good, okay? That mix of activities is gonna look different for each of you. But for me, I sit for work. I sit on my computer, so I try to maybe schedule a squash game at lunchtime. Or maybe I try to do something active in between, or maybe I juggle my balls, because I go from sitting down, doing mental work, creative work, to maybe go stand up and then doing exercise work, maybe playful activities, maybe like something different, right? It's a different kind of energy. So you know yourself, you know what you need. Maybe you need more family time, relationships, maybe you need more time with friends, maybe you don't. Maybe you need to go to the gym every single day, maybe you don't. Maybe you need to read a book every single day, maybe you don't. You know what you need. But this is why when I create my self-care list, if you see the different colors, you will see that this is what it means. Every color means a different kind of activity. So the green is physical, the orange is relaxing, the yellow is creative, the purple is fun, and the blue is social. So when I ask myself, I'm not feeling great right now, what do I need? I need movement, I need physical activity. So I look at this, and then I also did this list by things that take less than 5 minutes, things that I can do with my daughter Eva. So for example, if I have been working all day and I have to take care of Eva after school and I feel like exercising, what I will do, I will put my rollerblades on or put my bicycle, bring the trailer that we have, and then I will go to the daycare with that, put Eva inside, give her some snacks, a book, give her a kiss, and then I will go to exercise to a playground that is far away from our home. So I will rollerblade all the way there or bike all the way there. I will get exercise, she will get fun, we will play in the playground, I may juggle my balls in the playground or whatever, play with her, and then come back home. So I'm sweating, I take a shower, I feel great. I took care of my daughter, she had fun, I had fun, I did exercise, and now I am energized again. So that's the awareness that you need to come up with. What do you need to make yourself feel well? Okay? And try to create this, try to create that balance in your life by thinking of what activities do you need to fit in your day to create a day that you will enjoy, to create a day that will be fulfilling for you, to create a day that you are gonna be taking care of what you need to take care of, but you're gonna be able to fit in there fun stuff too, because life is about having fun. And if you guys are only taking care of the basics, why are we living for? Can you hold that up to the screen again? Yeah, sorry. Let me see if you guys can see it. So in here I have the different kinds of activities. Okay. And then I don't know if you guys can see it well or not, but... Oh. Yeah, so that's what you guys... And then I did some little drawings too, just to make it more fun. And again, you don't have to be as elaborate as I am. I've been doing this exercise for a long time, and this is what I teach. So the more you do something, the more you master it and the more creative you can be about it. But the first list, guys, just make a bullet point, 3 bullet points. I want to run, I want to drink water, I want to whatever, and start doing it, okay? Another thing that I do sometimes, okay? I try to create a new habit. So this was during COVID. I was trying to do these things every day. So I have a piece of paper, and then with a marker, I just wrote down what I wanted to do. And then with a erasable marker, I will just check when I was doing things. So as you see, 5 chin-ups. So I have a climbing board, so I just have to do 5 chin-ups. That takes 10 seconds. and I am aiming to do it maybe 3 times a day. But even if I do it once, I am actually doing the check mark. And when you do a check mark, you feel great. So I have 10 knees up, so laying on the ground and doing 10 knees up, 10 push-ups. Again, that may take like 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Meditation for like 5 minutes, and then deep breathing 3 times, like just 3 times, and then juggling, playing the piano, and pet negrito. Again, playing the piano, I'm not aiming to have a 2-hour session. I'm just aiming to sit on the piano for even 2 minutes and do a scale. That's it. So when you start doing those things, what happens is that you start gaining momentum, you start gaining motivation, and then you start doing it more and more and more. So guys, it's been 1 hour. What's coming up for you? Like, what is your biggest takeaway? Is there anything that I haven't covered that is important to you? Now is the time for questions, because I can keep going and going, and I don't want to just keep talking. Mini habits are powerful. Oh yeah, talking about mini habits, guys. Have you heard of habit trackers? Let me share with you what a habit tracker is. Does any of you use habit trackers? Thank you so much for your donation, Loretta. So this is an example of a habit tracker, okay? So I have the new habit that I want to do on a daily basis, and then I have the days, a full month here, and then I use red if I didn't do it and green if I did it. That's one example. So for example, I have 5-minute meditation daily. So you can see that the second line, I only did it for 4 days, and then I didn't do it for the rest of the month. So when I look at that, I can clearly see what's going on here. Is this a habit that I really want to stop? And if the answer is yes, I have to try a different approach. So Kat says, when you fall through the cracks. Kat, when you fall through the cracks, I recommend don't be judgmental to yourself, don't be mean to yourself, don't beat yourself up. The mindset is, okay Kat, today you dropped the ball, that's okay, and I will invite you to do this in front of a mirror. Kat, I'm so sorry that today I dropped the ball. Do a little reflection. I think because of this and that I wasn't able to get to that, but I promise you that tomorrow I will try again. Okay, I will try again. And then the next day you try again. If you drop the ball, you go back in front of that mirror and say, hi Kat, I'm sorry I dropped the ball again. I'm not doing this intentionally. Honestly, I'm trying to beat this habit, and what's happening is, and then allow yourself time for reflection. What's happening? Why didn't you do that? Did you prioritize something else? Did someone distract you? Were you not able to say no to something? So guys, these sessions with yourself in the mirror are going to help you become aware. Be gentle with yourself, increase your self-love, and set the intention for the next day. And then try a different approach. Set a reminder on the calendar. Put a post-it on the fridge. Call a friend and tell them to remind you. Try a different approach so that you can try the same task on a different way. This has been one of the most helpful sessions to date. Love the sailboat island. Amazing. Great advice. Thank you. Very helpful. Sharon, I agree. Choosing one thing to act on at the end of the session might be helpful going forward. Absolutely. Always great content, I know. For me, it is getting started after your session and picking one of the main ideas you share. Sharon, sometimes I know how hard this is, and I know that sometimes what people need the most is accountability and motivation. So when I do work one-on-one with people, I know that the actual content, the actual how-to is not the part where people struggle the most. The actual part that they struggle the most with is accountability, is actually doing the action required every day. And that happens because you are trying to form a new habit that doesn't exist right now. And there is a lot of resistance. There is a lot of familiarity with the old habit. There is a lot of convenience with the old habit. And you have to be very intentional for a few weeks to establish that new habit. So what I will recommend you is try to find accountability. That accountability can be a friend that is doing something with you. That accountability can be having a habit tracker and setting reminders in your calendar so that every day you are reminding yourself of what you want to do. That accountability can come from having your life vision in a very visual place. That accountability can come from working with me one-on-one or with another person that is gonna hold your hand through the process. That person is gonna check on you every day through WhatsApp or through a different application. Hey, how are you doing today? You told me you wanted to do X, Y, and Z. How is that going? What's coming up for you? You know what I mean? And then when you have that support for a couple of weeks and you actually take the action, that habit is most likely to remain, is most likely to form. And then you will be able to maintain that by yourself. But so many times people need that support. And if you need that, just get help. Guys, get help. Allow yourself a little bit of help in whatever way that helps needs to happen for you. From me, you have the live sessions, you have the live recordings that you can listen to, you have all the courses that I have, the courses that I'm creating for Insight Timer, and you can book me one-on-one for sessions. That's what I can offer you. But there are so many other ways that you can get help. You can get help in a form of reading a book. You can get help in enrolling in a program that you feel inspired with. You can get help hiring someone else one-on-one if you feel inspired with. Do something else if it's not working what you are doing, okay? So allow yourself help. I myself am getting counseling help. Tomorrow I'm starting because I noticed that my daughter Eva, sometimes she has tantrums, and when she cries and she screams really very close to me, it triggers me. And I was thinking, why is this triggering me? Why is this making me feel upset? And then I become mean to my wife, and then I respond really meanly, and then I get in this state that I don't like, right? And I try my best to really understand what's happening, and I know that there is something to do with my infancy. My sister had schizophrenia when I was 13 years old, and then she had it for 10 years, and I know for fact that she used to cry a lot in front of my parents and use a lot of like screaming tactic to get what she wanted. And I know that there is something there that triggers me the behavior that is coming up now. So for me to be able to work through that, I need help, professional help. I cannot do it alone. So I'm doing that. I'm getting help from a counselor. Samantha and myself, my wife and me, we enroll in a 6-month program, couple program, because we want to reinforce our communication. We have issues that we need to work through. We have dynamics that we want to change. We cannot do that alone, guys. We can't. We try, we can't. So that's something that we are getting help with. For business, we get help all the time from other people, from coaches, from marketing, you don't have to do things alone. That's the conclusion here. If what you are trying is not working, you have tried your best and you are stuck, ask for help, okay? The tantrums, that's real. Yeah, that's so real, honestly. It's so funny sometimes to see her like screaming in the ground, like so fake. But sometimes it doesn't affect me, but sometimes it does trigger me. And sometimes I cannot control it. So that's why I don't like it. Okay, guys, if you like this session, some people have donated. Thank you so much for your support. You can support me in many different ways. You can leave me a review in any of my recordings. Just leave a review with a sentence or two, a 5-star review. That helps me a lot. How many people are enrolled in my self-care course here on Insight Timer? I would like to see if any of you guys are enrolled in that course, because if you are, I will really, a way that you can, Dito what Kat says, thank you so much, PD and Kat. So something that, a way that you can support me if you cannot make a donation is if you are a Plus member of Insight Timer, you can enroll in my self-care course for free. You don't have to pay extra. And then just engage in the course classroom. That's something that really Insight Timer promotes and really rewards a lot, the engagement. So if you are enrolled in my course or you are planning on, I will really ask you to support me through every time you do finish a session, go to the course classroom and write your main takeaway, an honest question that you have. What did you experience? And this helps you too, because you are becoming aware of your situation, you are sharing and becoming accountable to yourself. other people are going to see you do that, and they're gonna feel inspired to follow suit, and it supports me a lot. I love reading from you, I love supporting you, and if you don't share, I cannot support you further. So, and on top of that, Insight Timer really rewards the engagement piece. So that's something that you can really do. And the self-care course is a 10-day self-care course. It's beautiful. I put a lot of effort in there. There are so many deep practices that are going to help you with time management, are going to help you to set the intention, are going to help you with self-love, self-care, saying no, creating healthy boundaries, all the necessary things for you to be able to get clear, create the time and space, and protect it. Okay, you are on your sailboat, you are going towards the island. The more protection you have from the weather, from the elements, the more knowledge you have about how to orient the boat to get there the fastest way, it's better. Okay, so make sure to do that if you can. And I am working on my new course about minimalism that I am halfway done. That course is gonna be covering every area of your life. It's gonna be pretty good, I think, very in-depth, and it will be ready hopefully in a couple of weeks. Any other questions, guys? Thank you, Sarah. If you upgrade, you have access to any other course too. That's the beauty of Insight Timer, that for a very little fee, you have access to so many courses from great people on so many different topics. So it's not just my content, it's like I just listen to people and discover new people all the time, and I'm just fascinated by how much knowledge is on Insight Timer. Thank you so much, Amanda. You are most welcome. Thank you, Sharon. If you guys don't have any other questions, I'm gonna go and make lunch because it's my turn today to make lunch for me and for my wife. And I'm happy to stay a few more minutes. I strongly recommend his course. Thank you, Ria. If you are there, please engage in the course classroom. I would love to hear from you. And that's a great support for me and my work too. So I will really honor if you could do that for me. Okay, guys, thank you so much, Sevilla. Next Tuesday, I'm gonna be talking from my kitchen, and we're gonna be diving into what you eat and how to maintain, how to find your kitchen flow. That's how I called it, I think. How to find your kitchen flow. Because so many times we are trying to eat healthier, we are trying to change our habits around mealtime, but we have a hard time setting up the kitchen, having routines, having systems in place, and the communication between family members on how to delegate things and how to include everybody on that system. So we're gonna be covering all of that on Tuesday at 10 a.m. here, okay, Eastern time. So I hope to see you then. And if I don't see any more questions in the chat, I am gonna be leaving soon. Another thing for time management that I forgot, that I have it here, is using timers, guys. There is a technique called the Pomodoro technique, and that technique, if you're not familiar with it, I think it's worth giving it a try. I use it so many times. It's basically setting the intention for 15 minutes or 20 minutes, okay, and then focus on one task, and then you use a timer. You can use a visual timer like this, that is this is a really good timer for people with ADD, ADHD, for kids, to teach them about time. And then this red pi starts going lower, and then when it gets there, it makes a noise. That's one option. Another option is just a regular timer. And another option that I use is having a watch, because that way I don't have to use my phone, because when I use my phone, I get distracted. So Pomodoro technique is, you set the timer for 15 or 20 minutes, you focus on one task. You do the task, no distractions, no phones, nothing, okay? And then you take 5-minute break. And then you do another Pomodoro, that is another 15 or 20 minutes of a focused task. And then you take another 5-minute break. So you can do 3 or 4 Pomodoros, so 15 to 20 minutes of focused task, and then you take a longer break, 15 to 20 minute break. You can play with the numbers. I sometimes do Pomodoros of 40 minutes to an hour, depending on the task that I'm doing, because I find that I can concentrate, and once I get in the groove of creativity, sometimes I can use 60 minutes rather than 20. but you know yourself. Get started with the 15 minutes, get started with doing a focused task, no distractions, reward yourself with a 5-minute break, and in that 5-minute break, you can use your self-care list to do an activity. I myself get up, get a glass of water, juggle my balls, maybe do a few chin-ups, maybe check my phone for social media notifications, and then I go back and do another 20 to 60 minutes of a focused task. That's another time management tip that I really enjoy, okay? So give it a try. I use Time Glass for this, so good. Thank you so much for sharing, Amanda. There are so many apps that you can use on your phone too. I just find sometimes that analog is better because you don't get distracted. That's the thing. You are trying to sometimes I leave my phone somewhere else, sometimes I put it in silence, or sometimes the only thing that makes noise on my phone is text message and calling. So everything else is muted, everything else doesn't make a noise, doesn't vibrate. And that's another way for you to avoid distractions. Because when you are trying to get in the mood of a task, and then you are hearing your phone vibrating, even vibrating, or the light is blinking, you have in the back of your mind the curiosity and you are paying attention to that device rather than to your task. If you put the phone away or you flip it down and it doesn't make any noise, then you can concentrate. I leave the ringer on so I can receive calls and text messages with a noise because my daughter is in daycare, and if something were to happen to her, they need to reach me. So you can design the notifications to only ring for a specific person, a specific number, or whatever. So be intentional about that too. Okay? I do one simple thing and then ask, what can I rock next? That BD, that's amazing. Time management, another great tip that BD mentioned. Transition from task to task with intention. What does that mean? For example, I'm doing a live session with you guys, okay? Now I'm going to transition to go and make lunch. So I'm gonna stop the live, okay? And then I'm gonna take a couple deep breaths and I'm going to ask myself, okay, Emilio, what are you doing now? Now I am going to go to the kitchen and make lunch. I'm gonna allow myself 20 minutes to make lunch and eat and relax. So that's what I'm doing. And then after I will say, okay, Emilio, what are you doing? I'm gonna put the dishes away. Okay, Emilio, what are you doing? I'm gonna check my phone to see if there are notifications. I have to. Okay, Emilio, what are you doing? I'm going to upload today's session into Insight Timer. When I finish, okay, Emilio, what are you doing now? I'm gonna take a break, 5-minute break. What are you doing? I'm gonna just chill out in the couch. So you are trying to set the intention so that you are in control of what you are doing, not your circumstances or someone else or something else. Okay? I talk out loud to myself when I complete a task. BD, amazing. Amazing. Celebrate that you complete it. Be nice to yourself. Step in front of the mirror and tell how much you love yourself. Congratulate yourself for finishing the task. Reward yourself with something. Whatever it takes to celebrate. Celebrate. Okay? Talking to yourself is great. Thank you, Kat. Sometimes I wish we could have a real conversation though, that you guys could step into the camera and share. That would be amazing. But it is what it is, and I am grateful. Okay, so time is running out, guys. If I don't see a question in the next 30 seconds, I'm gonna go. Enjoy a lovely lunch with Samantha. You are most welcome. Thank you so much, Amanda. Okay, guys. Have an amazing weekend. It's a long weekend here, so we are planning some adventures. And I will see you on Tuesday. If you can tune in, I will probably do the session from my kitchen so that I can give you a tour too if you want to, okay? Have an amazing weekend. I love you guys. Enjoy, and we'll see you on Tuesday, okay? Bye-bye.